A very good morning. So today our new chapter nuclei. So what we learn in previous chapter. So the best experiment, that is the alpha particle scattering. So if it is an atom, we are bombarding alpha particles. Here these are all the alpha particles we are bombarding. It is a gold atom you have to take in. So we are bombarding all the alpha particles, means these are the positive particles. Here any positive particle it will be there, at that time it will come back. So it is our experiment. So when you are bombarding alpha particles, only centrally one alpha particle get back reflected. If you are bombarding 20,000 alpha particle, in that one alpha particle come back by 180 degrees. That means only in an atom centrally there is a small part, that is there is a positive charge, and remaining there is no positive charge. That means based on this experiment what you concluded, only centrally positive, and there is no from anywhere there is no positive charge. So centrally positive charge is there. So remaining all the part maximum empty space is there from that experiment. So why? Because there is alpha particle will not suffer any collisions. So due to other, that means what you concluded finally, in an atom most of the empty space is there, that is around 99.9% of empty space is there. 99.9% empty space is there. So here we are bombarding alpha particles. So in that around 20,000 alpha particle, only centrally one alpha particle get back by a reflection of 180 degrees. Based on that, only centrally positive is there. There is no any other way, there is no positive charge. So this is the best success. Where is the positive charge? Where is the nucleus? Is first invented by the students of Rutherford, from the Rutherford atomic model. And so here we are having the nucleus. In that nucleus we are having nucleons. Already you know the nucleons. What are those? Protons. So first of all, they know only protons. There is no discovery up to now. There is no discovery of the neutrons. There is no discovery of neutrons. So laterally Chadwick can discover the neutron. So that we can for this chapter we will discuss. So here in this chapter we will discuss about the nucleus, only nuclei particles. What are the nucleons? Means here protons and neutrons, and nucleus means, and it consisting of proton and neutron. And here how to measure this mass of these nucleons? Means we can use one unit. So actually already we are using the one unit, that is a kilogram. In anywhere we are using the term kilogram. It is the larger scale. Larger. Why? Because so if suppose if you went to any vegetable market, we can use the term 1 kg tomato, 1 kg brinjal, like that you have to use. So there is an important of unit of kg there. But if suppose you have to go for a gold shop, at that time you can ask for 1 kg of gold or 2 kgs of gold, like that. So here at the time purchase of the vegetables, we can change around 10-50 grams. But here 1 milligram is also important. There is a important, so depending upon the element. So here also we can use, it is a very small elementary particle. That's why we can go for a small atomic unit, that is the atomic mass unit. We can use the term, that is atomic mass unit. It is our first topic, atomic mass unit. So then how to define this atomic mass unit? How to define this atomic mass unit? So the atomic mass unit is defined as the 1/12 of the mass of the carbon atom. So what is the definition of the atomic mass unit? 1/12 of the mass of 6C12. So it is the atomic mass unit. This can be represented in a term that is 1U. So 1U means 1 atomic mass unit. So mass of 1C12 upon 12. 1/12 of mass of one carbon is nothing but 1 atomic mass unit. Then what is the mass of the carbon atom is equal to here 1.992647 into 10 to the power of minus 26 kg upon 12. Then what is the value we are getting finally? 1.660539 into 10 to the power of minus 27 kg. It is the 1 atomic mass unit. So how to define the atomic mass unit? It is the 1/12 of the mass of carbon. 1/12 of the mass of the carbon. So then 1 atomic mass unit is equal to here. So mass of the one carbon atom by 12. So here we are getting the 1 atomic mass unit. So here these atomic mass units are close to being integral multiples of the mass of the hydrogen atom. So if any other atom's mass you are to measuring, at that time you can use the integral multiples of the mass of the hydrogen atom. Integral multiples of the mass of the hydrogen atom. So most of the elements is that their masses are almost integral multiples of the hydrogen atom, but all the elements do not follow this rule. Why? Because some elements having different masses. Some elements having different masses. Especially we can go for the chlorine. We go for the chlorine. This chlorine element having in our nature 75.4% the availability of the chlorine in the mass of 34.98 U. 34.98 atomic mass unit. So in our nature the percentage of availability of this chlorine is 75.4%. But 24.6% of availability of chlorine is there. That is the mass will be 36.98 atomic mass unit. So then what is the mass you have to take in? So this chlorine available in different mass units, different masses. So only one chlorine atom available in different masses. That's why these are called as the isotopes. So then what is the mass you have to use average for doing of experiments? So we can take the average. We can take the average. How to take the average of this? This mass available in 75% plus this mass is available in 24. So divided by 100. That total, what is the mass we are getting? This mass we are using 35.47 atomic mass unit. Atomic mass unit. So here what are the isotopes? What are the isotopes? So isotopes. So before of that, so how to represent a element? If any element, how to represent that element? So X and it is a Z and it is a A. In this way you have to represent any element. Here it is the chemical symbol. and Z is here proton number. And this, it is also called as the electron number. In neutral state, it is also a proton number is equal to electron number. And what is the Z? It is called as the mass number. Mass number. And also total number of nucleons. Total number of nucleons. So total number of nucleons is nothing but here sum of the protons plus neutrons gives the atomic number. It's atomic mass number. So total nucleons, and A is here also called as the total nucleons in a nucleus. It is the total nucleons in nucleus. So then what is the A minus Z? So A minus Z is equal to here neutrons. A minus Z is nothing but neutrons. Z is nothing but proton number. So N is nothing but neutrons. N means neutrons. How to get the N here? A minus Z. So in this way you have to represent the element. So then we can go for the next topic. What are isotopes, isobars, isomers, isotones? Like that we will explain one by one. First of all, we will go for the topic isotopes. What are the isotopes? So I will first give the example. So 1H1, 1H2, 1H3. So observe this. It is also hydrogen, it is also hydrogen, it is also hydrogen. Atomic number 1, 1, 1, 1. That means proton number is 1. Proton number is 1. Proton number is same, but which one is differ here? The atomic mass number is different. Atomic mass number is different. So which are called as the isotopes? So which are called as the isotopes? Same atomic number, Z is same, but a different mass number. But different mass number, that is A, are called isotopes. That means here isotopes means same element are available in a different masses. So this one is called as the hydrogen, and it is called as the deuterium, it is called as the tritium. But in our nature, most of the element availability, it is the form, it is the lighter particle. But this one is available in, it is a massive particle. It is artificially it is available. In our nature, it is directly it is not available. We can artificially we can fabricate this. So these are the three forms of the hydrogen atom. So these are the three forms of the hydrogen atom. But in case of the, if you take isotopes, gold element having 32 isotopes. Very important point here. The gold element having 32 isotopes. In the atomic range 173 to 204. same element available in different masses. Same element availability in different masses. So in case of hydrogen, it is hydrogen, deuterium and tritium, but it is available in labs only, artificially. So similarly, in case of gold, it is available in around 32 isotopes. 32 isotopes. Next we can go for the isobars. We go for the isobars. So the nuclei having the same neutron number but a different atomic number, the nuclei having same mass number. First I will give the example: 6C14, 7N14. So all of you observe this. So same mass number, that is A, but different atomic number. Different atomic number. Same mass number but a different atomic number is called as the isobars. And next one is the isotones. Isotones. So Ca 2040 and K 1939. So observe this one. These are different, these are different, but which one will be same? So you have to observe this value minus this value, this value minus this value. So here also 20, here also 20. That means same number of, what is that? Same number of neutrons but a different atomic number and different atomic number. Same but different atomic number. So these are the isotones. And what are the isomers? What are the isomers? So here isomers, same atomic number and mass number, but different properties of radioactive are called isomers. Different activity. So those are called as the isomers. So up to now what we discuss. So what is the atomic mass unit? 1/12 of the mass of the carbon. So why? Because we are using so for very small particles. So that's why we can go for another unit that is called as the atomic mass unit, and isotopes, and how to represent a element, and isobars, isotones. Already all these are you learn in chemistry also. Okay, we'll go for the next topic. So next topic is the discovery of neutron. In the year of 1932, James Chadwick experimentally proved the discovery of the neutron. For that, in the year of 1935, he get the Nobel Prize. So first of all, these are the alpha particles are produced by polonium. From the source is here polonium. So these alpha particles are bombarding with the beryllium. Then we are getting one high energetic radiation is observed. So this is the high energetic radiation. this high energetic radiation is not deflected by electric field and magnetic field. So that's why these particles are called as the neutral particles. These particles are called as the neutral particles. What you can do the experiment? So when the alpha particles means 2He4 is the alpha particles, are bombarding with the beryllium Be49. So at that time, due to bombardment, we are getting the equation will be 6C12 plus 1. Neutral particle, some energy will be observed. So this energy of radiation, it is a radiation. This radiation is called as the photons. This radiation is called as the photons. So this radiation will not any deflections. So if it is any positive will be there, you have to bring the negative charge. So if you bring the positive charge, any negative charge, any magnetic field, when you have to take towards to this radiation, at that time they will not show any deflections. That's why it is a neutral manner. So if it is a neutral means, so these particles are another particle. That's why these particles are called as a neutral particle. That's why these are called as the neutrons. What is that? Neutrons. So then after the name will be given by, that is the neutrons. So but actually these neutral particles are not in stable state after completion. Immediately they will be converted into the proton. 0n1 1h1 plus 0e1 plus their antineutrino. So a neutron decay into a proton, an electron and antineutrino. So it is the antineutrino, it is the electron and it is a proton. Proton means 1. Here atomic mass number A minus 1 minus 1 0. That means there is no neutron. So this neutron immediately decay. The lifetime of this neutron is around 1000 seconds. What is the lifetime of this neutron? 1000 seconds. Then after this will immediately converted into decay. సో దాని యొక్క ఫార్మేషన్ ఎమ్మటే చేంజ్ అయిపోతుందమ్మా. అంటే న్యూట్రాన్ అనేది ఎక్కడా కూడా అవైలబుల్గా ఉండదు. ఇది ఎమ్మటే ఏదో ఒక ఫామ్లోకి ఎమ్మటే కన్వర్ట్ అవుతుంది. ఏ ఫామ్లోకి ఎక్కువ కన్వర్ట్ అవుతుంది అంటే ఇమీడియట్లీగా ప్రోటాన్ కింద కన్వర్ట్ అయిపోతుంది. ఇది ప్రోటాన్ కింద కన్వర్ట్ అయ్యేటప్పుడు ఇట్ కెన్ ఎమిట్ ద ఎలక్ట్రాన్ అండ్ దేర్ యాంటీ న్యూట్రినో పార్టికల్. సో ఇక్కడ ఆల్ఫా పార్టికల్ని బెరీలియం పార్టికల్తో బంబార్డ్మెంట్ చేసినప్పుడు మనకు ఒక రేడియేషన్ అనేది బయటికి ఎగ్జిట్ అవ్వడం జరుగుతుంది. ఈ రేడియేషన్ అనేది ఎలాంటి మ్యాగ్నెటిక్ ఫీల్డ్కి, ఎలాంటి ఎలక్ట్రిక్ ఫీల్డ్కి ఇట్ విల్ నాట్ షో ఎనీ ఎఫెక్ట్. సో దట్స్ వై ఇట్స్ విల్ బి న్యూట్రల్ స్టేట్. సో దట్స్ వై దీస్ ఆర్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ ది న్యూట్రల్ పార్టికల్స్. So these neutrons are the fundamental constituents of the nucleus, and immediately this will be decaying to the proton, electron and antineutrino. And these neutrons are the uncharged particles. They are not affected by any external magnetic and electric fields. Neutrons have high penetrating power and low ionization power. And next, neutrons are diffracted by crystals, and these are in not stable states. The lifetime of this neutral particle is 1000 seconds. Immediately this neutral particle will be converted, and its mass is 1840 times of that electron. This mass is 1840 times of the electron. So these are the properties of the neutral particles. So it is unstable and the lifetime will be 1000 seconds, and its mass is 1840 times of an electron. And next, these are the high penetrating power and low ionization, and these are not affected by any electric field, any magnetic field. So that's why these are the neutral particles. So alpha particles are bombarding with the beryllium, then we are getting the neutral particles. So these are called as the neutrons. For this experimentally done by James Chadwick. So in the year of 1932, that's why he can get the Nobel Prize in the year of 1935. So the mass of these neutral particles is equal to the Mn. Mass of this neutral particle is equal to the nearly the mass of the proton. So its mass of the neutron is equal to here 1.00866 atomic mass units, that is equal to 1.6749 into 10 to the power of minus 27 kg. 10 to the power of minus 27 kg. Then what is the mass of the proton is equal to here? Mass of the proton is equal to 1.00727 atomic mass unit, that is equal to 1.67262 into 10 to the power of minus 27 kg. So approximately they both are same mass. Okay, so this is the mass of the neutron. So we can use the term unit is here atomic mass unit. Atomic mass unit. And next we can go for the topic size of the nucleus. What is that? Size of the nucleus. Size of the nucleus. So it is experimentally found that volume of a nucleus is proportional to its mass number. That is it. It is experimentally found the volume of the nucleus is directly proportional to its mass number. So volume is directly proportional to its mass number. So what is the volume of the nucleus? Atom is in the form of sphere. Then what is the volume of the sphere? 4/3 pi r cube is directly proportional to A. So here 4/3 pi is constant. Then r cube is directly proportional to A. And r is directly proportional to a power 1 by 3. And r is equal to the proportionality constant is here r naught a power 1 by 3. All of you remember this equation. R is equal to r naught a power 1 by 3. Here what is the value of r naught? What is the value of this r naught? Here r naught is equal to 1.2 into 10 to the power of minus 15 meters or 1.2 into femtometer. 10 power minus 15 means femtometer. R naught is equal to 1.2 femtometer. So if suppose if any question is given like if A1 east A2 is equal to 27 east 64, then find the ratio of R1 east R2. So then R1 upon R2 is equal to here R1 is equal to R0 up A1 whole power 1 by 3, R0 A2 power whole power 1 by 3. R0 get cancelled. So then A1 by A2 whole power 1 by 3. Then 27 by 64 whole power 1 by 3 means the ratio will be 3:4. So it is useful for that. So next one is the nucleus density. So what is the density formula? Already you know density is equal to mass per unit volume. So here if small m is the average of a nucleon, average mass of a nucleon, then mass of the nucleus. So in an atom, each nucleon, so if it is a nucleus, it consisting of 20 nucleons, that means in that 10 protons, 10 neutrons. So then mass of the average mass of the one nucleon is equal to, here average mass is equal to, you have to take as a small m, it consisting of 20 nucleons, that means it is a. So ma is its total mass, that means mass of the nucleus. What is that? Mass of the nucleus is equal to here ma. And what is the density? Mass per unit volume. Volume is equal to here 4/3 pi r cube. 4/3 pi r cube. ma upon 4/3 pi r means r naught a power 1/3 whole power 1/3. ma upon 4/3 pi r naught power 1/3 a. Sorry, it is cube r naught cube a. Why? Because 3 get cancelled. So then a get cancelled. So then what is the m by 4/3, 3 taken apart, 3 4 pi r naught cube. So it is the density. What you concluded, this density is the mass of the density of the nucleus is independent on its mass number. What is that? Density of the nucleus is independent on its mass number. Density is equal to here 3m by 4 by r naught cube. It is the density formula. It is in the order of 10 power. Okay, its value is not given exactly here. So next topic is mass energy relation and binding energy. All these we will discuss in our next. Okay, bye.